Alright, so I always like to start off my deadlift sessions with a little warm-up with the hip circle. Um, so I just kind of show myself doing one little down and back here, but I'll usually do this several times. And I really seem to get a good little warm-up from this, gets the glutes going pretty good. I'll even walk forward and back instead of just side to side like you see here. But yeah, this is typically a must. I always have to do this for all of my workouts and stuff like that, and it just seems to be my favorite thing to do, so definitely something I recommend to everybody try out if you don't already. Works better than anything else I've tried, so definitely like it. Alright, so now moving on to some banded good mornings. I like using these as a warm-up for my deadlift as well because it's very specific to the movement. It kind of, engages all the same muscles as we are when we're deadlifting. So typically I'll do, sets between 20 to 30, maybe 2 or 3 sets, just until like I feel good and warmed up, ready to go. But here, I'm kind of just demonstrating, how I like to do them. So this is something kind of new I've been trying to do for a warm-up recently for my deadlifts. Just something to kind of get the hips going a little bit. It's the little belt squat machine, so I'll kind of just hit that, get the booty activated a little bit, loosen up my hips. It seems to work pretty good, so I think I'll probably keep doing this. So this isn't a piece of machine I've always had access to, but now that I do have access to it, I think I'm going to try it out a little bit more and just see how it works for my warm-ups. I like it so far. Alright, so now that I'm nice and warmed up, I just go ahead and move over to the deadlifts. I usually start with about 225. I mean, anything less than that just feels kind of worthless, honestly. So, yeah, I don't really go for a certain amount of reps here. Kind of just do it till I feel warmed up. Alright, so moving up to 405 here. I took decently big jumps in weight this night because I was feeling pretty good. I was warming up pretty fast. So, yeah, so here I just hit 3 reps pretty quick. And that's because the goal today was just to do sets of 3, so that's typically how I like to warm up for days I'm doing sets of 3, just to match the number of reps. Alright, so moving up to 495 here. I did have to take off my shirt because I was getting so sweaty. The shirt was just kind of pissing me off, and there's nobody else in this gym with me, so, why not? I'm not just doing it to be a douche. But, I do like working out with as little clothes on as possible, I guess. Here we go. Just hit 3 more reps here with the mixed grip. That second rep kind of got away from me a little bit, but it's all good. It's all moving fast, feeling pretty good here on out. So here we go. All right, so now going up to 585 here. And this is typically the point where like I will throw on some straps. My hands have been a little beat up, so I am just kind of saving the skin on my hands for my top sets. And again, I'm going to do 3 more reps here. Try to knock them out pretty quick. And these did move pretty good. I'm still going without a belt here. Still kind of just assessing to see how I feel, trying to determine what I'm going to hit for my top set of 3 today. But yeah, these moved really great. So alright, so now added another plate, moving up to 675 here. And, I do try to start getting pretty fired up for these sets. And again, I'm using straps. Typically, once I get over 600 pounds, I don't really feel comfortable using a mixed grip, just trying to be safe here and just trying to make these moves as good as I can. I went ahead and threw on a belt here just to keep from my back fatiguing a little too much. But yeah, these moved really great, so things are looking good for the top set. Okay, so I used that 675 on the previous set to kind of determine what I thought I could realistically get for a top set of 3. So what I do here is I'd go ahead and take off the straps, since my thumbs are still pretty fresh, and I go ahead and hit this 725 for 1, just to kind of make sure what my idea for the top set is a good idea or not. And again, I like to get pretty fired up here, and this is just something just to kind of, that way I don't have to take such a big jump to get up to my top set of what I wanted it to be. So I go ahead and just knock this 725 out real quick just to, put something in between that 675 and then my top set coming up next. Alright, so 800 is what I decided I would go up to. So a couple weeks back I had hit this for 2 reps and it was really hard, but I was feeling pretty good today. And I kind of had this, number in my head all week. I know when I was going to come and do this today. I just really wanted to hit 800 for a triple. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it or not, but just based on how my warm-ups felt, I thought that it might be kind of feasible. But yeah, I definitely do have to get pretty fired up to do these. Of course, it was like absolute max effort set, and I am really happy with the way these moved. Even the last one moved pretty decent, regardless of how hard that it felt when I was actually doing that. And this is what I saved my thumbs for, was for this set. So there we go, 800 for 3. Okay, so now here's my last 2 sets of deadlifts. So what I did was I took a little bit more than 90% of my top set, since I was like, pretty tired. That's usually like a good number to go with, and I think 90% would have been 720, but it was kind of just easier to have 7 plates and a quarter on there for a nice little 725. So that's what I did here. I just stuck with the 725 for my last 2 sets, and I only did 2 because all in all, this was like a pretty taxing workout. So yeah, I'm gonna pull again in a couple days. So this is why I only did 2 more sets. Alright, so here's my fourth and final set of AMRAP pull-ups, and the only reason I didn't do this in there was just to show off how jacked my back is and how proud I am of it. The only thing I did after this was some hamstring curls, which I didn't really bother recording or anything like that. I didn't do a ton of accessory work today because I am training for deadlift only meet, so I am doing pretty high frequency with all my deadlift stuff throughout the week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That was my workout. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I appreciate y'all watching. Send me some ideas for future videos, and I'll make sure to try to upload weekly or whatever. Thanks.